Get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that great chalk and biscuit coating.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that smooth toffee ice cream in the centre. Or that whole delicious golden gay time taste.
Hard to have a gay time on your own.
Streets golden.
What happened, Gandalf? Why didn't you meet us?
Oh, I am sorry, Frodo. I was delayed.
It's so hard.
The Bogan force is too strong upon us. Our spirit is broken.
The Bogan is strong with you, but not nearly strong enough.
I am Lord Darth Vader, First Knight of the Sith, and right hand to His Eminence Prince Espa Valorum, the Master of the Bogan.
Let's see how you go with a can of beer up your exhaust pipe, mate.
Welcome back, everybody, one and all, to this glorious Saturday afternoon. It's happening at 1 p.m. now. I love it. I love this time of the year where I get time to prepare for something, where I can actually do something beforehand. At one point, it's like 11 a.m., which is tough, but I am here. And you're all here, and thank you very much for joining me. Going to check out some comics that I have received recently today. Got some words for them. Will I call it a review? Maybe. I don't know. We'll just check them out. I'll see what you guys think. So a couple of them actually, no, they were all sent to me. So this should be interesting. These weren't ones that I actually picked myself. So yeah, we can chat about them. And I hope you will partake. Like this man, Mr. Right Here, comics legend, snuck in first. So we're going to honor him as we always do. I'm going to pop this over here. Say hello to those of you who did come here first into the chat, including Mr. Mo Biggs. Oh, Golden Wrench. I see tonight's theme is death. I didn't even notice that, but in the chicken one, it's death and mayhem. And Mo says, please hit like. You don't have to make yeah, it helps. It helps, you know. Even if you dislike, but you always get one. Pizza Medi was talking about that. You always get one dislike on a stream. It's weird. We've got Mark's music obsession in the house. The king of seconds. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Mr. Bretsky the Great. You'll get there. You've got a couple. And look at this. Jeremy Burtz. Former first legend. and always very welcome member of the chat here. Love to see Jeremy in the house. Black Hat Cinephile just heating up some TV dinner. Enjoy. We got Jolly in the house. Let's have a gay time together, as always. You know, Jolly, I played you that the PewDiePie thing the other day when you requested it, and then the monetization got struck again. So like, oh damn it. I am trying to clean up the monetization, just as everyone knows, just because I worry that they're changing everything up and channels are just disappearing like that. So I'm trying to play it straight finally. We got Cranberry Langes in the house. There is Mr. Sumo Thor. What's up, Sumo? What's up, Citizen? Great to see you, fellas. I finished my, did you guys see it? I finished my druid, Mr. Merthin Wilt. I put up a short on it last night. Put him up here. Where is it? There it is. Where's my screen? What one do I like? This one. There we go. Look at him. The one I posted on Twitter, I messed up here, so I actually fixed it on the YouTube one, so it's a little bit better now. Something else I cleaned up as well, but I'm pretty happy with old Merthin looking there, looking grim. This is skinny Santa Claus with all his Celtic bardic attire, and just for you, Sumo, some nice whimsical shoes. I was pretty happy with how that came out. Looks fantastic. Thank you so much, Citizen. You're Druid. You finally drew it. Ah, yes, I did. Everyone is coming out with the Druid joke. Well done. You traced Mrs. B's work like an old hand. I know, right? She sets them up. I knock them down. Nice clothing. Yeah, I finally found out the secret of clothing is to just put shadows on everything. And yeah. So yeah, these will be part of a like a character sheet or something that I'll put together over the next couple of months. Sometimes I don't even feel like swinging these softballs. Bancroft is trying to play it straight. It seems like a stretch. Mo says, we do appreciate the intense effort required for Bancroft to play it straight, but that's not what Valley asked for. We haven't seen Valley since the event, since I got the thing back. We're getting a Zaid raid. Oh, welcome, Zayders. Welcome. Thank you very much. Good show tonight. I enjoyed that. They were checking out the Street Fighter trailer, which I don't know, man. I've got like AI things on. That whole trailer looks like AI to me. I know it isn't, but man, anyway, self-insert. Funny you should say that, Raiden, because Alex VFB was on the case. Speaking of AI, this is the Bogan Druid. Look at that likeness. That's crazy. It even got my hair. Like, that's my hair. This part of my hair always annoys Mel because it juts out. And she's like, tap that down. That's insane. AI can draw me way better than I can draw myself. I tried it once to do like a version of myself in my style, and it looked terrible. It looks like Bancroft is playing Guile, or Bancroft is playing Bart Simpson playing Guile. Needs more forehead. Why is the head so tall? Accurate. Yeah, look at it. Hang on. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. The hair draws attention for sure. Close, but the mighty Druid forehead should be tall as an oak. It's got the conical shape too. Yeah. The diamond head. And then of course the classic Bombadil. Oh, they're kind of like, I don't know, I'm in roller skates. I mean, that's that's taking it a bit too far. At least put me in rollerblades. But yeah, thank you, Alex, for hooking that up. All right, so a couple of comics sent to me. These were all crowdfunded. Well, is Death Shroud crowd? I mean, it was originally crowdfunded. I remember that. It was originally crowdfunded before it went to Ripperset, and that's like what it's like kind of pre-sales or something. This is not the greatest dream in the world. No, this is just a tribute. I'll listen to that song forever. I used to listen to that album on repeat. That's a freaking great album. Alex is becoming the master of smartass. He did a great one of me. He shared it with me. I forgot to share it though. I'll actually have to get that one. All right. So do we start with Laser Wolf Attack or do we start with Cockhead? Now I know Cockhead. I was like, oh, that's good. You know, it's kind of related to creator-owned comic, but it's actually a different kind of cock, a bird cock. So Bancroft loves some Tenacious D. Who doesn't? Munching on a tasty boosh right after the show. First to say in the chat is first. Laser Wolf Attacks. All right, let's do that. So Laser Wolf's Attacks, check this out. They crowdfunded back in August and got 764 backers, which in 2025 is pretty massive. They're more like 2022, 2023 kind of numbers. Birdcock sounds like the same thing. Cockhead sounds like once more I must cancel one of my IPs to avoid market confusion. I know. There goes the Bancroft bugger. 55 grand. An eye-popping, face-melting, 144-page action comedy graphic novel. All right, so that's what it was. Let's take a look. It's 144 pages. So, and it's oh, actually no, something else I wanted to show you. Check this out. Check it out. Oh God, StreamYards. Go back to sharing where I was. It got picked up by Image. How do they describe it? So this is actually coming out. Oh, it's going to do. All right, so it's going to do the individual floppies. Super Thief Bruiser Brothers crash and bash Biggle jump into action to help Commander Thunderfang find interdimensional crime boss Lord Slither. All right. So this is coming out next year, I think. February next year. So actually pretty soon. Let's take a look. I think some of you guys are going to make some comments about, do you remember $4.99? The Nazak production. The coloring in this kind of reminds me of that. I actually really like the coloring in this. I think it really works well with the book that it is, the book that it's trying to do. Where's the Xenoscope Christmas 2025 pinup? I don't know, tasteful thickness. Who could forget when Zach reinvented the color wheel? I know, right? Now I saw this cover and I thought, all right, cool. It's got it's sort of like a naive style of art, underground. I dig it. And then I clicked in here. I saw this. I was like, oh, that's rad. But this is like a kind of it's like a manga sort of style thing. I don't know. You guys would probably know. But anyway, that art is rad. I really dig that. I thought that's fantastic. Another bit over here. I guess it's sort of like trying to do kind of like a video game kind of theme. And I thought this is pretty cool too. Although we're getting to the edge of, all right, now we're like, when does underground become, strangely drawn? 499 was art you bigots can't appreciate it. Yeah, Mo. What's up, Timescales? Great to see you. It's like Tron meets Contra. It is. That's actually really good. I didn't even think of that. That's not manga. That's Tumblr CalArts. You reckon? I really like that. I think I just like the style. I think it's well considered. Now, okay, so I'm up to here and I'm thinking, all right, this is different. It's obviously, trying to do something a bit unusual. And then we jump into, oh, there you go. You see like a little bit of a, what's it called? Video game aesthetic. And then we get this page here and I'm like, you know what? I think I might actually quite like this style. Like the psychedelic colors. The art itself, it's not really caring too much about, accuracy of anatomy and all that sort of stuff. But I was like, I don't really mind. I think it looks pretty dope, And then when I started to get into it, I was like, all right. Yeah. And then like some of the pages, I thought, I mean, some of this is like going way too, now we're getting into like it's too loose, it's too sketchy. See, I think if this was done in the like, look at the quality of the line art here compared to here, it's just a lot more sketchy. But the actual like the layouts and the colors and everything, you know, it looks really cartoony and fun and everything. But yeah, I just straight away I was like, oh, like, you know, when you see the cover and everything, like, oh, you're really excited, and then you sort of get into the interiors and it's not yeah, it's too sketchy. They look kind of like thumbnails on some of them, and some of them are okay, and just some of them aren't. And I feel like, I know, I just feel like the interiors themselves were rushed. Now that's the art. It looks like something Image would put out in between books about fluffy princesses coming to terms with things. Yeah, I know. I've been really liking Image books lately, and I'm not against doing, you know, different styles, kind of sketchy styles and stuff like that. One of my favorite comics I ever read, Steve Litchen, is done in a very sketchy style, but the artist Dave Raposa is actually one of the best artists working in comics. He just chose to do a really fast style. I don't know if that's necessarily what's happening here. The story, it is a comedy, so there are sort of like jokes and stuff in there, but I don't know. I wasn't. It's sort of like, it's, do you know what it is? It's just trying to be super bombastic. Everyone's just kind of jumping in. Obviously, it's pretty kind of weird. You've got these anthropomorphic animal characters alongside humans and stuff, and it's just trying to be, I think, completely over the top. And that's where the comedy really takes the edge off the whole thing and makes it a bit more enjoyable. But I did find, I only really read the first issue because I didn't want to, you know, spoil anything, because this has just come out. I did actually find it a little bit difficult to kind of know what was going on and what was happening. This is actually the best page here, where this guy gives him a walkie-talkie while this guy tries to help this guy in the background and just ends up slaughtering him. It's that sort of like kind of humor. It was, look, it's interesting. The best thing about it to me is the colors. I really think these crazy, bold, weird colors really elevated the whole thing. But, and it might, again, I'm not going to like crap on the story. It didn't grab me straight away, but, you know, it's 144 pages and I've read 20 of them, so I'm not going to like crap on it and everything. Bancroft hasn't witnessed a tongue so firmly planted in a cheek since a certain video of a feral bush pig's place. It is very much tongue-in-cheek. And it looks like it could be a lot of fun, but I don't know. If you can get past the what I've just feel like is, it's too low quality art for me. Like, I really thought it started off strong here. You know, if all the pages look like this quality, I think would be good. But maybe this panel here is pretty good. It's actually quite good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could read the whole thing, is all I'm saying. But yeah, that's you know, I still really dig this stuff. And good on him for getting an Image. And obviously, like, you imagine there must be something to the story. You know, if they got picked up by Image. But good luck to them. I hope they do well with it. We'll see how they go. What if 90s Capcom was 90s Crap Crew? I don't know about that. Art is more important than story in comics. The medium is the message. Yeah, see, I don't know about that. Go back and forth. I think they need to work together, and that's why I think in this one, because it's a comedy, because it's sort of tongue in cheek and bombastic, I think you very much can lower the quality of the art 100%. It's really not as important. And what's more important is the flow and the jokes, and I think they sort of did that, but I just think they went too far down. Like I get the whole underground sort of aesthetic, but yeah, I don't know, there's something missing here. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway. But good on them. They raised a whole bunch of money from it, and they're getting published. So what can I say? All right, not to my taste, but they did get almost. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. They're like, I hope everyone who backed it has fun with it. It definitely looks like it could be a bit of fun. All right, let's go to the other one. I mean, it's called Cockhead. It must be a book for me. Take away that K, and we're in. This one is the art on this one is fantastic. The art is by an artist. Oh, it's written and drawn by Kit Wallace. And this one I really do. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rich Ayala stuff. Different coloring though, but yeah, like sort of similar, cartoony, violence, silliness, bit of whimsy, but also pretty gritty and kind of dark. Yeah, so this one didn't get as much support. If I go back, where was I? Where was I? It was over here. I had a window somewhere. Where is it here? Bad Mother Clucker on One Hell of a Delivery. 116 backers. But obviously, yeah, these guys are probably just starting up. All right, let's get back to the comic. It's an interesting start, this one. Straight away, like, as opposed to the other one, straight away, I'm like, all right, I'll give this one a go. I really kind of dig this crazy style. I see the similarity, but Rich is better. What's up, Don? Bancroft doesn't just embrace gay jokes. He jumps on them. Oh, my God. Take away that K. Bancroft's pre-press motto. Just life motto, really. Okay, this is an interesting start. I hate how Adobe does this. So it starts completely dialogueless, and we get these long fighting panels of this chicken head. And I was like, is this an actual chicken, or is it a guy with a chicken on his head? Because everyone else is a human, but I think it's an actual chicken. I mean, it's some sort of no, well, it can't be a chicken. It's like it's like the same thing. A lot of anthropomorphic characters these days. But is that what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I cannot fault the art at all. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy. It's completely over the top. Kit Wallace. I don't know if. Forgive me. Is that like? Is Kit Wallace? I guess it's a chick. Is that like a self? It's like a self portrait. Kit. That's a girl's name, isn't it? Is Kit a chick? Draws a chicken. The chicken head is too high to be human. Yeah, I think it's just a crazy character. Pretty sure chicken heads are chicks. That's like a thing, isn't it? From the 2000s. Anyway, how many pages are out? Like 6 pages? 7, 8? At this point, I'm like, is this going to be one of those, no dialogue comics? And I can't fault the art. Like I said, I think it's really great. But it was how many? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 page intro without dialogue. The problem I have with this as a reader is just I started kind of after about page 4, I just started zoning out and just like, oh yeah, that's nice art. And I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening because I was just like there was nothing to kind of hold me there in terms of, I mean, it's a chicken slaughtering people, you know? And I, at that point, I didn't even know if it was going to be an actual story, but it is a story. So it has one of those, you know, like record scratch moments. So you're probably wondering how I got here. And then we go into it. And I don't know, I mean, how long is this book? It's only 32 pages. It's only just come out. So I don't really want to show a whole bunch, but I will say the premise. It is a fun book. I enjoyed the read. I think Kit Wallace is an incredible artist. Very much look at this sort of stuff. It's kind of like in the vein of Ren and Stimpy, you know, like the crazy high detailed close-ups and then the more cartoony medium shots. Starts off pedal to the metal. It certainly does. It's it. That's a killer opening to me, says Sheldon. Count the pages again. Let's hear the dialogue. All right. So it starts off. I guess you'd like to know. God. Adobe is let me. I don't want to click on your stupid thing. I can't stand reading comics in PDF. I guess you'd like to. No, it is. The writing is really good too. I guess you'd like to know how all this started. Well, like with most job, it starts with a phone call. Erwood, Cockhead's Coop 1 hour earlier. Can you grab me a beer while you're up? What? While I'm up? I'm taking a dump, Jax, for sake. So yeah, it's very much straight away. Okay, this is like a you know, crazy zany action comedy. So he's taking a dump and she can't get up to answer his phone and he's getting annoyed. He's like, can't I even take a shite in peace? And he gets up and he takes the call and we learn that, okay, he's a courier, but he's obviously like a courier with a special set of skills, as we've clearly seen here. Is more than just a courier. He's a lean, mean killing machine. And it's kind of like Pulp Fiction, I guess, sort of. He has to pick up a box and deliver it. And people are trying to get that box. They're going to try and kill him. But you know, he's a killer. He's a natural born killer. I'm not going to show you everything, but I will just show what I really like, what I thought was fun, is he's like a Uber delivery scooter guy. I thought that was a good dynamic. So yeah, it's fun stuff, and the art is good. I think it's a like there's a little bit hint of wokeness in it, but not egregious. Not like, you know, nothing that I think takes away from the story or anything. You know, people are who they are. What's up? Well read. The panel with the chick on the couch is giving Bancroft PTSD. No. I mean, she looks nothing at all. Look at those gazungas there. Like, what are these all digital offerings? No, I think they were. I'm pretty sure they were physical. It's just I've just got them in digital format. The next one I have physical, and we can check that out. But this is good. The wokeness is that gay scooter. No, that's the fun. That's really fun because he's just this dude on a little scooter. He's like a courier, but he's also basically chicken John Wick. So I think, you know, if you like just crazy balls to the wall sort of comics with really good art, the colors, the art, the cartooning, everything. Really good. Actually, I checked out another comic from Kit Wallace. It's quite different too. So I'm going to presume it's a she. Has a pretty good versatile style. John Chick, missed an opportunity there. And plus, you know, this is a hard sell, isn't it? I feel like you're going to be throttled a little bit on social media if that's the name of your comic. Although then John Chick, you know, you're running into parody. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But the company's called Comic Soup. I don't think you can get this one anymore. I looked for it. I think it was just like because the Kickstarter has just gone out, so you know, maybe it'll be available elsewhere. But I thought it was good. Good little share. All right. I am gonna go into top-down mode. So which means I'm gonna pull this down. We're gonna switch cameras. See how we go. Where is it? Camera. And full. All right. You can see things you shouldn't really be seeing here. How do I get down here? Ah! See all my filth. It's all right. We'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. All right. Now, I got this book sent to me. Where is it? There's two of them, actually. These were originally crowdfunded. Man, it feels like a while ago. But I think that was just like the first few issues. Maybe he crowdfunded all the issues. I didn't notice. But then he went with Ripperson for the trade. Look at the size of this friggin' thing. I've had a really busy couple of weeks at work and with my comic and everything. I saw this and I was like, oh my God. How am I gonna get through this? That's probably one of the thickest, apart from Hunter Ninja Bear, that's one of the thickest trades I've ever received. But Chad Larson, I'm gonna do an actual review once I've read the whole thing. I've read the first two issues and I thought it would be cool to chat about them because it's two different artists and it's very interesting given the nature of this book. So this is the Kanan White cover. This is the Viken Marion. That's how you say his name, isn't it? Yeah, Viken Marion cover. I actually much prefer the Kanan White cover, but I will tell you, we'll see which artists I prefer on the interiors. And maybe you guys will tell me who you prefer. But I was reading this one, so I'll continue with it. Keep this one pristine. And shout out to friggin' Chad for sending me two big, heavy, thick books all the way to Australia. That's nuts. Very much appreciated. Very cool. Yeah, like I said, I'll do an actual proper video review and a short once I've read the whole thing. And you know, so here I don't know if I really do like a proper review. I'm just going to chat about a little bit about the story and what I thought of particularly the art. That must have took a long time. No, actually it didn't. It actually doesn't take that long to ship here. It's just the cost. The cost is crazy, which is why I was like, oh man, you really thank you. That's like great. Do you guys remember the controversy surrounding this one? So Chad had been told, or it had gotten to him somehow, that Reaper Destroyer had copied him for this. And having read the first issue of Reaper Destroyer, and now having read the first two issues of this, I can totally see similarities. I know for a fact that Joe did not copy this because he had Reaper Destroyer out years and years ago. But both of those books, either way, are heavily inspired by early to mid 90s Image Comics, which is like, I mean, I'm not a super big expert on all the, you know, Michael Turner stuff, and just a lot of these guys are really inspired by it, but you can see it, and it's infused on every page, not only in the art but in the story as well. Like it's got this. It's all about death and demons and angels and hell and you know, a reaper. Both of these stories have a reaper in them. And so this one is art by, if you can believe it, Kanan White. Kanan White, when was the last time Kanan drew an entire issue of a comic? Like, I feel like it was that book. What was that book years ago? Because I know he does a lot of pinups and covers and everything now. But yeah, he drew this entire first thing. We get started very, very quickly. We're in a kind of military setting, and the main character, their helicopter gets shot down, but instead of dying, he starts transforming into this character. He's like, what the F is this? And straight like this, I don't know, to me, it just looks so Brand. That was it, Brand, yes. Any topless chicks? There's only one chick in the whole thing. I think, and she's not topless. It's his wife, so a little respect. So anyway, he's just like, what the hell? What is this? What's happening? We get a little bit of a cut scene, and it says heaven, and these don't seem like good guys at all. They don't look like good guys. They seem to want to be hunting him, and he ends up meeting Sharon, which is a take on the character who would ferry, people over the river Styx, and take them to Hades, take them to the other side. What's the other side in the underworld? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And he learns that essentially he is the son of death, and that the reason why he didn't die is because when he was about to die, his inner power activated and gave him this protective suit, which is this suit is the death shroud. That's why I'm saying it's like there are actually a lot of similarities between Reaper Destroyer and this book. I think they were purely coincidental, and I think it's because a lot of the things, I'm not speaking from 100% knowledge here, but I just feel like a lot of things in this book are of that 90s time, both in aesthetic and the elements of the story themselves. And like, I feel like, even though it's not quite the same as Spawn, Spawn is in this suit and he died and he had his wife, and like it's sort of like these 90s tropes now at this point. And this book is really heavily into it, heavily influenced by that. One chick, is this Noah's book? I'm no longer interested. Flaccid cock. No, I mean, the art. Look at this. The art is friggin' kick ass. It's crazy. Look at this Kanan art. We get a little bit of a backstory of Death in hell. Essentially, the story goes, the sort of quick synopsis is Death, was, I guess, bored of just delivering death, and he wanted to like make life. So he did like a divine impregnation of some dying woman, and that's how he ended up. So he's essentially, the main character is essentially a Nephilim. Half whatever, half human. And in heaven, you got all these archangels, and they're working with Lucifer in hell. So it's like heaven and hell are working together to try and take over Earth or something. That's kind of like, okay, that's a bit of a cool, interesting take. But yeah, I was, like you say, similar in their unoriginality. I was feeling like I as I started this, I'm like, okay, I'm noticing a lot of similarities here between other stories that I've already read. So I was like, all right, it's just the start. Let's see where it goes, though. Let's see if he takes it in new directions. But I did notice that, Jay. I did notice that. So anyway, it's the story of like, that he's being hunted as a child. He had to be put in an orphanage so that no one would know who he is. That's a kind of a pretty standard trope that I myself have delved into. So now the guy got to grow up, and he's like in his 30s. He got married, and these archangels and Lucifer had no idea that he even lived. But now he's back, and he's got the death shroud. He's got this gun here, which is called the Reclaimer, sends people back to hell. It's not again, it's not super deep stuff. It's very much like this is like the coolest thing ever that you would see. You come in, you're like a teenager, you're like, oh, this is like super wicked. Again, I keep pointing back to Reaper Destroyer. It's very much in the same vein there. They fight demons and stuff, and he gets to sort of try this suit. Okay, now we looked at that with this style, Kanan's artwork. Kanan's style is very. I've been trying to think about how to really word this. I don't want to say it's realistic because he is stylized. He is very much stylized for the 90s and stuff. I wouldn't say it's like Bolan type realism. But it is sort of very, it gives off a feeling of seriousness. And, you tell, like, actually, if I go back here to the start, like this military stuff, I think it's really, really well suited for this sort of thing. Like, it's actually quite perfect for it. Like a military story. It's really well suited. But I feel like this story, and this isn't me throwing any shade at Kanan's art. The art is gorgeous. I just feel like for the story, it's very serious art style for what is, I think, should be a bit more of a fun, crazy sort of story. You really got to, because it's very fast paced. You're moving very quickly. Things are very fantastical, and you're not really supposed to stop and worry about, oh, how would he actually really react in this situation? He would be like super freaked out. Like, he gets his crazy suit, and he just starts like fighting straight away, and he's just fighting demons, and he's not really freaking out too much. So you kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit and understand, okay, this is a fast-paced 90s style comic book. But the style makes it look a lot more serious than the story actually is. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to point out. It looks like a DC house style in some ways. Yeah, but a very high end quality. Like, it's actually really modern. I would rate this above pretty much most mainstream comics in terms of quality of art. I really can't fault it. The only thing is, I don't know if it's perfect for this story. Now we get to Viken Marion, who takes... Hang on, let me get Mo's comment here. Bancroft is longing for the art from that Death Dudes of the final street fight or whatever from earlier. Not at all. No. Viken Marion takes a lot more of a blended McFarlane, Capullo approach to the art, and you can see it straight away. And again, I think the art in here, like, shout out to Chad for getting two artists of this caliber. I mean, I think it's both absolutely stunning. I just think for the style that Viken has, this is how it should look, because it's more cartoony. Essentially, his style is just more cartoony, so it fits the craziness of the story better. If characters are like he's literally hours into getting this shroud, and he's wondering about his wife. He's saying, oh, where did Sharon go? He's already perching on top of a he's like, I'm already in. I'm in full perch mode now. I'm an already established Death Shroud character. And when you have a more cartoony style, that sort of thing, it works a lot better, because you don't, with a story like this, you don't really want to be dragging it out and getting into the weeds. You're trying to get to the action. You're trying to move the plot along. The character stuff will come when it comes. But really, these are supposed to be high octane, crazy action stories. So when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, this is much more suited to the story. and all these crazy effects, and the slicing this guy's arm off with the scythe and everything. And even like this, he goes straight away, this page here, okay? And I want to talk about this. So this is the wife. I think, and that's like some wangos there for you. They're they're covered up, but they're there. After watching this brutal takedown of his work, it'll be another decade before we see Kanan doing interiors again. No, absolutely not. Kanan, do some military stuff. This like would be perfect for you. I mean, this is like top tier, but I just think for this story, yeah, this kind of thing works. Now, again, if this was Kanan drawing this entire sequence would not have worked, because we have a very normal comic book situation that we've all read before, where she's a reporter and she gets called out to where in the first book all these the Death Shroud guy slaughtered all these demons, and he's like, you got to come see this is crazy. So she rushes out, but in the meantime, I know some secret organization come to do a cleanup. But she's like, are you sure that's in like the bad part of town? So she goes there, and immediately we got some thugs here of nondescript ethnicities. And they just, essentially they're like, oh, we're going to come get you. And look at that friggin' spread. So that's all I'm saying. Like, it's the same quality. It's just as well drawn, but it's more cartoony. So it just feels more of the story. Some hooligans. Exactly. Those B cups are blowing Bancroft's mind. Look at that. Look at that face. That's like, look at this. This is what should be in here. And I think this is the sort of thing that, Kanan isn't really known. He doesn't really do this sort of cartoony sort of stuff. And I think this is what needs to be here, because, yeah, lo and behold, the wife, coincidentally is now in mortal danger, and he gets to swoop in and save her, convenient, highly, but it's pushing the plot forward. It is contrived, but it is a trope. So, and I'm all for tropes. As long as the tropes are appropriate to the story, it works. And that's why I'm saying in this cartoony, crazy, over the top style, it doesn't matter as much. That's why I'm advocating for it. And again, like, this guy jumps down, this thing, you're a thug, right? In the city. And this thing jumps down and kicks. Like, he jumps off the top of where was he? He was literally perching on the top of a building. He jumps down, kicks your friend in the head to the point where he's unconscious, and he looks like this. Look at him. Right? And he says in this, and you imagine this is like a crazy voice sound, and you look at his cape and everything. Walk away now. And you're like, no, man. F him up with your baseball bat with nails stuck in it and a little knife. Are you crazy? Yeah. So this works so much better in a cartoony style, where you're visually encouraged not to take everything super seriously. This is supposed to be crazy, bombastic, balls to the wall action. Beautifully drawn. Now, it does go a little bit into a bit further. He ends up going down into Hades, to where he's going to start his training. We get a little bit of a backstory. This is actually really cool. So this is the head archangel, and he's working with Lucifer, and they're building an engine called the Soul Blight engine. Again, I mean, it's so 90s, So yeah, if you are into this sort of like 90s crazy balls to the wall hero type stuff, I think this is actually probably the best example I've seen of it done in the modern era is in terms of art. I mean, yeah, like obviously it is this. I don't know how deep it gets, these sort of stories. I think it is pretty kind of surface level, but it's supposed to just be action and craziness and demons fighting and Nephilim and, you know, just cram a lot of cool stuff in there. You get some amazing art along the way. You get a bit of perching. You get a lot of capery. Todd McFarlane would be proud. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Like I know Kanan, he's the like main art editor or something on Rippaverse now, but like excellent choice, and this is no shade on Kanan whatsoever. Excellent choice going with the Ken Marion on the interiors. It just really sold the story a lot better, even though they are equal in terms of amazingness. Some perch action, you say? Yeah, that actually, and the jump action too was pretty dope. Where was that? Jumping there, that one, that page. Who does the colors on this, by the way? Shout out. Like the colors across the whole thing are A+. So Daniel did the first one, and Andrew Dalhouse on the second one. I didn't even notice that they were different colorists. You wouldn't even notice. So it just kind of seamlessly flows in. Big ups to that colorist. I may as well change the name to Kanan Black at this point. Bancroft has written him off. Oh my God. Well, Joe's only put out one so far. You know? So we'll see with Reaper Destroyer 2. It's actually quite funny because it's like remember when Armageddon and Deep Impact came out at the same time? So in this story, he is in the Death Shroud, I guess, armor or whatever. He's a half Nephilim. So he's a half angel. No, he's half death. Death is his father. So he's a Nephilim. And he has, you know, this kind of demon and angel killing weaponry. It all has to do with devils and angels and everything. All of that is in Reaper Destroyer, but slightly differently. Like there's a super powerful, and I even think that there's a like the guy's name is David Azael, and that's very similar to the Reaper Destroyer character as well. Bancroft will slip balls in wherever he can. I didn't read the Ashcan. I forgot. Yeah, I didn't read the Ashcan. I didn't get the Ashcan. I don't know why. Why did I not get the Ashcan? Am I a tight ass? Your Spawn comment was criminally skipped. All right, let me have a look here. Reaper and Death Shroud on the shelves in the 90s would totally have been brooding hero alikes. Lol. It happens, you know. And like I said, I do not believe there was any copying of each other going on. Reaper Destroyer's been out for many, many years. I think 10 or 13 years or something. He had that story going. I think they're both just drawing from the same inspiration pool. I can't see it. I can't see the Spawn comment. I see the P-Pack Destroyer comment. What's up, Peter Orchard? Looking at random campaigns, that's mine and Jake's thing. You're stepping out of our stepping on our territory again. Consider yourself warned. Yeah, but I actually had the books this time, you know. The two similar movies, coincidence, happen a lot in that era. Studios had a habit of lowballing scripts and just doing their own version. Well, I don't think that what's happened here. I said something like, from where do wild ideas like this spawn? You know what? I don't actually, I mean, obviously, you know, there's a big visual inspiration taken from McFarlane and then later Capullo Did Silvestri do this sort of stuff? I'm not as familiar with Silvestri's. Would you say Silvestri is more like this stuff? Or is he more like Kanan stuff? I'm not as familiar with Silvestri as the other guys. But you know, they're all drawing from that. And that's their thing in comics. And a massive impact on so many people. And you know, when you look at the kinds of comics that are being made today, they don't look like this anymore. A lot of them, hardly any of them, you know, do. So they're keeping it alive. He highlights the comments so he can vehemently disagree. This ish. We're watching you, Bogan. No, I'm sorry, guys. This is what it is. Guys, stop insinuating that it's gay that Jake and Peter showed up at exactly the same time. Enough of these rumors. Silvestri did plenty of the darkness brooding on rooftops. The darkness, that's another one I'm not as familiar with. So that's probably why. That's probably another one that's, you know, heavily influencing just from kind of memory. But I will read the rest of this. I'm interested in the story. It is like I said, it is a little kind of surface level and plot driven for me, for my liking. I'm not normally drawn to this sort of stuff. That's why I originally dipped out of Spawn back in the day. It was, I was looking for something with a bit more depth to it. But I mean, the art is going to hold my attention easily. I mean, it's absolutely, you know, just the art alone, I know I'm going to enjoy it. But I'll be interested to see where he takes it. And if there's any kind of surprises or anything like that. And if it's going to kind of continue. It does say part 1, so I'm guessing it is. I mean, you don't invest in all this to just leave it there. Look at the size of this bad boy. So again, yeah, shout out to Chad. Thank you for sending this. I will get to it when I get to it. It is very long and I'm super busy. But there will be a video. There will be a short. So keep your eyes peeled. Do I do the rest of my stream with what do I do with my hands? I suppose I could do a talking stream, you know, like this. All right, let me move this up. Where's my camera? Which one? There it is. Hello. Ooh, shots fired. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Look, I will read them. I mean, there's already, I don't know how many books in this. I should probably look. It feels about like 7. It is 7. There you go. Chapter 7. There's already 7 out of this, which is pretty crazy when you consider the quality of the artwork. But, you know, keep your eyes open and your ears, whatever ears do. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what I said. So, where am I at with the book? My book. I am onto page 24 of 36. And these pages will be a lot easier to finish off. So, the final stretch is approaching. I'm feeling it. I need it done. I need to get it out. I need to get it finished. I need to get back to drawing. I've been doing these character sketches. I've been loving it. Just getting back to drawing. If anyone needs anything translated from gay to straight, Jay's your man. Feels about a 7. Bancroft scoffs at the feeling of a 7 since experiencing Rod's 12. Well, that's just speculation, you know. That's just wild rumor. Ears produce wax. They do indeed. I think I'm going to leave it there. It's getting bloody hot in here. Summer has arrived. It was friggin' boiling yesterday. But thank you to Chad. Shout out to the others for their comics. It's good to always be back reading. I like doing these streams because it forces me to read comics. Otherwise, I always slack. And we should be reading. We should be reading the comics that we receive and judging them accordingly. No, enjoying them. Enjoying them for whatever they are. Who else is streaming? Okay, we did Mad Ruth the other day. Let's do John's long box. What's he doing? Clobbering time. All right. Let's see what he's discussing over there. Who's better at what and with what? Thank you very much, Comics Legend. I will rue the day you streamed over us for the last time. As Mo said, damn you, Bancroft, for streaming at the same time you've always streamed for the last 5 years straight. I guess that's just my cross to bear. All right, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic night. I will see you soon. Until then, bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.